Hello, young readers of grade 8. This is Asma Said and welcome to a new vocabulary lesson. Inshallah, today we are going to study the vocabulary of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Before I start with today's lesson, I need you to answer and think about this question. What kind of work or chores do you dislike? Come on. Washing the dishes, cleaning your room, setting the dining table, making the bed. Name one. Alright, the tricky part comes next. Have you ever tried to get out of it? And you can tell me how. I will give you an example. My 4-year-old son, plays with his toys all day long, but he always leaves them scattered on his bedroom floor. I always ask him to pick up his toys and put them to their original places. He tells me, "Mom, I'm playing. Let me continue playing." And then when dad comes home, so I leave him. Then he waits for his father to come, and he pretends that he's picking up the toys while letting his father do all the work by himself. All right. His father and I felt that we have been tricked, we have been scammed by a tiny little boy. Okay? Now, the same idea, the same adventure, you can use as a help for the interpretation for today's lesson. Yet, before I start, let's have a more clarification by watching that animated ouch. Oh my god. Now you have learned all about the story, okay? Let's move forward. What will you learn today? Okay? You will learn to use context clue and dictionary as we did in my favorite chaperone. Interpret figures of speech like verbal irony and puns in this context. Expand sentences. How? By using adverbs. Okay, now let's learn. As you can see, this Kung Fu Panda, he's meditating and saying, "Peace, inner peace, peace, inner peace." He is very calm and still. He's quiet. Now we present the word tranquil. Tranquil, that's an adjective. Let's learn about it from the context. He took up his brush and went tranquilly to work. Ben Rogers often sighed presently, the very boy of all boys whose ridicule he had been dreading. Okay, so he went tranquilly. Do you remember when he started la 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 while painting? So, although Tom is unhappy about having to miss the fun and all the plans, the marble context and everything he had planned for the day, he calmly begins his work. And now, what's the synonym of the word tranquil here means? Peaceful, calm, undisturbed. And of course the opposite of the word? Anxious, disturbed, restless. Now let's move to the literal meaning of the word tranquil. Why Tom is painting in a tranquil way? Do you remember when he said that? I have a plan. Okay, why? Yes, because he wants to appear undisturbed and relaxed in order to give the impression that the work he's doing is enjoyable, it's fun to do. Alright, he didn't want the other boys to tease him or make fun of him for being punished. Now, what places do you think are tranquil? This question is for you. Think about it. For me, it's the beach. The very early of the morning, at dawn. Okay, what about you? Think about it. Oh, look at the picture. I have an inspector and he's surveying, examining, and he's happy with the final result. We introduce the word survey. Survey here acts as a noun and verb. In this context, Tom surveyed his last touch with the eye of an artist. Then he gave his brush another gentle sweep and surveyed the result as before. It means he paints and he steps back to look. Again, paints and steps back to look. Alright, he's pretending. Okay. If Tom continues whitewashing, ignoring his friend Ben, who pretends to be a steamboat. Ben here is pretending to be a steamboat, like he's pretending, okay? Remember, they're little boys. What do you mean by survey? Inspect. Inspector, inspect. There's other synonyms. Of course, we had inspect and examine. The antonym, the opposite of the word. Disregard, it means that to overlook something, okay? Not paying attention to it. Disregard, overlook. The literary meaning: what impression Tom is trying to give as he surveys his work. Come on. He said that no one can do it, only an artist. Tom wants Ben to think that, like an artist at work, he is focused intently on his painting and he's unaware of Ben's presence. You remember, I was totally absorbed into painting. Now, when do you survey situation before taking action, and why? For me, I take time to survey the situation, to examine it carefully before I take any decision. Before I grade your paper. Okay? What about you? Sometimes before I spend my money. Sometimes all the time. What about you? When do you take time to survey a situation before taking an action? Right? Look at them. They are thinking. They're taking their time to think. We introduce the word contemplate. Contemplate, that's a verb. Ben, of course, you'd rather work, wouldn't you? Of course you would. Tom contemplated the void, and said, what do you call work? Now Ben invites Tom to go swimming with him and suggests that perhaps Tom would rather work. Now here, contemplate means what? To look at something attentively means to pay attention to it, and thoughtfully, and think about it. It means to pay attention and think. Something you rarely do. So, it means to ponder, observe. Observe means watch carefully, meditate. Alright? The preferable word, ponder. Ponder. The opposite: overlook, ignore. Overlook, ignore. Now, why does Tom contemplate Ben after Ben offers his invitation? Why? Because that's part of his scheme, of his plan, of his plot. Is to seem thoughtful and serious in order to blur the line between appearance and reality. The appearance that Tom enjoys his work. The reality that he is totally distressed about that situation. He wants to go and play and relax. What about you? When did you contemplate something very carefully, and why? Come on, pay attention to it and think about it. Maybe before you take an action playing video game? No, it will take time. Maybe before drawing? Again. let's look at Aunt Polly. She looks serious, she wears glasses. Now she measures her medicine carefully in order to give it to Tom. Right, so she's what? Particular. She's a particular person. That's an adjective. Particular means specific. In this context, let's figure it out. You see, Aunt Paul is awful particular about this fence. Right here on the street, you know. But if it was the back fence, I wouldn't mind. And she wouldn't. Yes, she's awful particular about this fence. Okay, so although Ben offers to help whitewash the fence, Tom says Aunt Polly wouldn't approve. Okay, so the word particular here means what? It means that you are fussy, angry, you get angry very easy about it, and pay attention to its details. Okay, particular person is someone who pays attention to details. Please, please, please don't blame the teacher, okay? Now, particular here means meticulous. Meticulous, it's one of my favorite words. Meticulous means someone who's very careful, okay, about something, and precise. You have the antonym, careless or reckless. Careless, reckless. The preferable word reckless here. How does it affect the meaning? Now, why Aunt Polly is particular about this fence? Come on. He said what? It's the front fence. It's in the front of the house, on the street. But which fence would she be less particular about? The back one. What about you? What is the something that your teacher is particular about? Come on. She pays attention. Or he or she. Come on. Think about each of your teachers. And think about yourself. Wow! This is exciting. Okay. Alacrity. Okay. Tom gave up the brush with reluctance in his face, but alacrity in his heart. Reluctance, it means that he seems that he doesn't mind it. Okay? Alacrity, it means that he's eager to do it. So again, the idea of appearance versus reality. But although Tom looks reluctant as he hands his paintbrush to Ben, his true feelings are different. But here, alacrity is cheerful willingness or eagerness. Come on, your eager, exciting willingness. Come on, that's a noun. So the synonym here, eagerness, excitement, enthusiasm. The antonym, reluctance. I'm afraid to do an action. Hesitance. Hesitance means you take one step, you step back. Front step, then you step back. That's hesitance. You always you become hesitant before handing me your exam paper. Okay. Why does Tom feel alacrity in his heart as Ben is about to begin working? Oh, do you remember when he started to smile and give us that evil laugh? Tom is cheerful and eager on the inside because he has gotten what he wants all along. Ben will do his work while Tom relaxes and enjoys eating the apple. However, Tom cannot allow his true feelings to show. Why? Because then Ben might realize he has been tricked. Clever Tom. Shame on you. When did you begin a task with alacrity? Come on. I guess that before the break time. Not all of you. If you are a football player before your football match. Before your science fair. Okay, you can name one. Now I have a broken window. What is it doing here? It is dilapidated. Okay, a dog collar, but no dog. The handle of a knife, 4 pieces of orange peel, and a dilapidated old window sash. Okay, do you remember the children have given everything they have to Tom? Coins, apples, marbles, toys. When they ran out of things, they started to bring trash. Everything that's been stacked in your house. Now, Tom's friend gave up many prizes. Many prize positions for privilege of painting the fence. Everyone wanted to take a part. So, that's an adjective that means it is falling apart. Okay, so the synonym, it means destroyed or ruined. The antonym, it means well built and composed. Okay, it's one solid unit. How one boy might have come to own a dilapidated window sash. Okay, imagine this. Why would you have an old window sash? Come on. Maybe you have, there's some kind of, you have a new one. So when you get a new window, it means that you started to redecorate. Same idea here. Because the window sash was in poor condition and it was likely thrown out after being replaced with a new sash, it means that they have redecorated their house. Now, what is in your school or town has become dilapidated and why? Come on. A building near my school is very run down. It means that no one has made repairs on it for many years. Okay? That's one possible answer. What about yours? I can see a group of boys. They're angry. I guess that they want the ice cream. And they don't have money. And that boy has a very huge wallet. Covet. That's a verb. In order to make a man or a boy covet a thing, it is only necessary to make the thing difficult to attain. If he had been a great and wise philosopher, like the writer of this book, he would now have comprehended that work consists of whatever a body is obliged to do. What does it mean? In order to make someone want something, you have to make it difficult for him, to challenge him. Okay? Like say, no, you can't do it. Let me do it. He says, no, I can. Tom figured out a way to make his friends covet something. Okay? It's a very strong wish. Like you wish, you desire, you crave. Like when you covet food. When you covet food, you crave it. Like now I crave pizza. Of course, the antonym is dislike. What was Tom able to make the other boys covet? Very easy. The opportunity, the rare, scary opportunity to help whitewash the fence. They have even give 3 coats of white paint to the fence. Now, when did someone covet something of yours and what happened? It happens all the time. I usually, personally speaking, I usually save the last piece of my favorite food, okay, till the very end. Then someone comes and takes it. Okay, I do nothing regularly because that's food. But what about something? But when I have something that's personal, no, I step in and say, no, that's not yours, that's mine. What about you? Aim for the star. Oh, means to attain, to get it. I want to get the star. Avoid cover something, it's only necessary to make it difficult to attain, to get. يبقى Tom thinks he has discovered the law of human nature. Okay? You gain it or you achieve it. So the synonym of attain, it means get, obtain. Attain, obtain. Attain, obtain. Oh, they rhyme. To achieve or accomplish something. Lose, miss, or fail. Okay? No, we are like Buzz Lightyear. So Buzz Lightyear says, to infinity and beyond, he can reach the stars. Okay, what does Tom learn about things that are difficult to attain? Come on. People desire and will work to gain things that are hard to attain. That's his philosophy. That's what he has learned at the end of it. Okay, what have you worked hard to attain? Remember, maybe the full mark. I know a boy that he wanted to be a philosopher, a photographer, and he saved all of his allowance for 2 years, 2 consecutive years, in order to buy a new professional camera. And that was impressive. What about you? What steps did you take to attain that? Now, for the ones who didn't participate in our discussion, I need you to pay attention to this and show me that you have apprehended this lesson. Covet means to obtain, trick, strongly wish, or cover. Covet, covet not cover, huh? Covet not cover. Covet means wish. What does dilapidated mean? Huh? Dilapidated. Remember the old window sash? Full of water, at ground level, perfectly sized, or falling apart? Of course, falling apart. Someone who's particular, pays attention to details. Yes, wants to be paid for work, or needs help to understand, or likes to play with children. Of course, pay attention to details, like Aunt Polly. To survey something is to locate it. It means to find its place. No. Inspect it. Yes. Protect it. Of course, no. How about question it? What's the difference between inspect it and question it? Come on. It creates confusion. You can answer me. Because question something, it means that you start to doubt it, you don't trust it. Alright? But when you inspect something, it means you examine it, you survey it. Alright? In order to reach to a final decision. If again, that's the end of the first part of using context clue to figure out the meaning of the words. Okay? Let's move to the next part.